let's discuss. Look, I will read the question for you, how to read it, and for sure you have to answer as a chat. Uh, Let me mute your mics so you don't disturb others. Uh, Balancing stakeholder interest and attaining customer satisfactions are important. We know that without stakeholder interest and expectations, you cannot achieve the project. One of the best things you can do to ensure customer satisfaction is to define and document which of the following. What you have to define so you can meet the stakeholder expectations. Estimates, quality, requirements, or objectives. Mr. Mohsen,
Excuse me.
no. Mr. Navid, yes, sir. Mr. Sweet.
Sir, I cannot see your screen.
Cannot see the screen. How is it possible? All of you can see the screen, right? That's why they have answered. Mr. Mohsen, no. Yeah, Mohsen, now your answer is correct. Requirement is something which you will document and it will bring the best commitment. Because when I say requirements, let's explore it further. Requirement means you are trying to show him what? When he collect requirements, they produce a document. What is it called?
Charter.
No. Requirements. There is a process, collect requirements, and the output is requirement documentation. And when we put all the requirements at one page, what we call that document? No one remembers.
Backlog.
No. Okay, backlog in Agile. Predictive.
Scope.
No. Requirements traceability matrix. Okay. So requirement traceability matrix contains what? It contains all the information from origin to destination, which contains why this resource is required, why this item is required, why this requirement is required, who needs to fulfill, who will approve it, who will test it. So that's what the requirement traceability matrix. Good, majority of you were correct. Let's go next. Your project involves the research and development. Look, this part of the question is it has nothing to do with you. What is your project about? As a hint, don't waste your time in emphasizing what is my project. You are a project manager and you could be the project manager for anything. They're just checking your skills, so this information is useless for you. You are ready to release the product to your customer when you discover. Now, here the main question begins. When you discover that a minor reaction might occur in people with certain conditions. The reactions to date have been very minor and no known long-lasting side effects have been noted. It's about ethical question, what I feel now. I don't know what is the option. As a project manager, what should you do? Do nothing, it's impossible. Possible or impossible?
Possible.
Impossible. Do nothing, keeping quiet is not a good option. Look, imagine what they are trying to say, that there is a reaction of your solution, negative reaction. So do nothing means keeping quiet. Keeping quiet is still a crime. So it cannot be the answer. Inform the customer that you have discovered this condition and tell them you will research it further to determine its impact. Seems to be the right answer, but let's go further. Inform your customer there is no problem. Again, you are lying. You cannot lie. Tell the customer you will correct the reaction problem in the next batch. Will you let it happen? Never.
Never.
So the best answer is be in this situation. So look, you can eliminate the answers and you don't need to even review your answers in exam because you are damn sure whatever you have selected, it's 100% correct. Your project has a total of 35 stakeholders. How many communications? channel exists. And what is the formula? If you remember, formula is equals n is equals to n multiplied by n minus 1 divided by 2, right? And multiply by n minus 1 divided by 2, where n is the number of stakeholders. So what should be the answer, please, in the chat window? How long will it take to multiply n? Sama, what should be the answer? You should be the first person to answer. The
Sir,
formula
n
to
mi-
calculate is n multiplied by n minus 1 divided by 2. So 35 multiplied by 34 divided by 2. Answer is? Naveed, what happened? Your calculator
595,
didn't work? 595, right?
yes, sir.
Good. Yeah. And multiply 35 multiplied by 34 divided by 2. The answer is 590. Next question. The project manager is facilitating with the team by asking questions about the product and forming answers to describe the use, characteristics, and other relevant aspects of what will be delivered. What you are trying to do, data analysis, product analysis, alternative analysis, or facilitation analysis. And I think answer is still clear enough in front of you. If you read the green part, you can easily answer. And answer on the chat window, please. Yes, Mr. Mohsen, you are correct. Sama, no. Look again. Suhail, yes. Naveed, yes. Very good. You are doing the product analysis. Because if you look at it, and forming answers to describe the use, characteristics, and other relevant aspects of what will be delivered. What will be delivered means product. So we are discussing about product. Question number 131. One of the core tenets highlighted by agile approaches is the value of flow versus focusing on how people are utilized. Which of the following reflects benefit of optimizing the flow to attain value? What is the purpose of optimizing the flow to attain value? This is the question. Team produce faster result, team waste less time, team produce value more quickly, or top performer stand out? And I think answer is again quite logical and easy to answer. We need two answers. Which two options are correct? Kamran, yes. Give me another answer. Also, Alok, your second answer is not okay. First is okay. Osama, your second is okay, not first. Naveed, your first is not okay, second is okay. Look, D can never be the answer. Top performer stand out. There is no competition going on. In Agile, there is no competition or any project manager. There is nothing called competition. So it cannot be the answer in any way. For any right question, it can never be the answer. Team produce faster results. When we work with the Kanban board, if you remember, this question actually belongs to the Kanban board, or we call it on-demand scheduling. So on-demand scheduling is used for the purpose of reducing the waste and realizing the value more quickly. This is the answer of Kanban board, if you remember. Faster results are produced in incremental or our iterations, which we call it iterative scheduling with backlog. I hope you guys are able to visualize what I'm trying to say. We have two types of agile in our course which we studied. One is iteration based and one was on demand. Iteration based, we have the product backlog and we are pulling the work and doing the work in iterations. We have then review meetings and retrospects. But in Kanban, what we have the Kanban board, which contains 3 columns: to do, being done, and in process, or something like this, or completed. So based upon the available schedule and theory of constraints, we choose a work which is in the queue instead of bringing out new work. So Kanban works for the value by reducing the waste, and these are actually the lean principles also. Next question. Diana is a newly appointed project manager. Okay. As a part of onboarding to new team, she shadows Charlie, a senior project manager. Means she's trying to follow. During a team meeting, she witnesses Charlie uses several profanities when engaging with one engineer in particular. She cringes in her seat and she sees Charlie talk over to the engineer and chastise him for challenging the schedule. Although new to the team, Diana decides to report Charlie's behavior to her manager. What core values has Charlie violated? If you read the question, you will feel that there is some more complex word, more complex situation, but I always tell you that your question always lies at the end. The above is the background information. You should have it, but your emphasis should be on the last part. So which violation is it doing? Someone know what happened? Also you, Kamran. Navid, yes. Charlie talk over the engineer and chastise him for challenging. If someone comes to challenge you, it means, yeah, you are going for the respect. Yes, all of you are correct. So respect is the answer. Next, you are a PM in a foreign country. This is like keyword, foreign country, which means there could be some issues for the international issues. You observe that some of your team members are having difficulty. Look, yes, because of the foreign country, they are facing time adjustments. You provided them with training on cultural differences and custom of this country before arriving, but they still seem uncomfortable and disoriented. Which statement is true? This is the result of working with team of people from 2 different countries. This condition comes about when working in an unfamiliar or culture and is called as cultural shock. This is the result of jet lag, or this condition is best resolved by providing diversity training to the team. Mohsen, no. Kamran, yes. It's not about jet lag. It is. Diversity means about different nationalities, but the problem is about the time. So it is actually called as cultural shock.
Time and adjusting.
Yes,
Yeah,
some
and
of
new
your team members
because
are
this is
having
a new.
difficulty. Let me read it.
Yes.
are having difficult time adjusting to their new environment.
New environment, yes. The
Environment is the cultural shock.
cul-
It has nothing to do with diversity. It has nothing to do with the traveling time. Look, the first line is different and the second line is different. So you have to grab the question, what the question is asking about. You have given them the training, but still they feel uncomfortable, which means they are still in the cultural shock. And A has no meaning of the question.
these answers are, I am giving this answer behalf on my last 1 week experience for new project.
Great. So you have actually look at the situation that this is when you go there, you will find as a cultural shock what the hell they are trying to do. Next. So it was a good try. For those who did not understand, now they can understand. So always match the words. These words should match with the questions. It's about diversity? No, it's not about diversity. Jet lag will be over after a week. Travel fatigues, but they are having the problem with the environment. They are having the problem with the environment. So B is going for the best. So be careful. You have to be composed when you are answering the questions. A product owner calls the Scrum Master and requests to see the remaining work effort for the sprint. Remaining work. For remaining work, which chart will help you, please? I should have the right answer. Yes, great. Naveed, very nice. I gave you the keywords. You shouldn't take that much long, Osama. No. Mohsen, yes, good. Look, no. Remaining work. Look, remaining work in Agile. In Agile, we don't use a status report, right? Sprint summary chart is nothing relevant to the remaining work. It's burn down chart. Remaining work is burn down chart, and completed work is burn up chart. If the word is completed, it will be called as burn up. If the word is remaining, it will be burn down chart, which help us to show the progress.
Sir, do you provide the burn down chart?
Provide means
Yani you can send us this burn down chart. We want to apply on my site.
okay. I will share the template. No worries.
Okay,
Remind me in
thank
the
you.
morning.
Okay, yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Reasons to live is the top customer of a large marketing firm. Trudy is the president of Reasons to Live and has decided to launch a product that leverages new GPS tracking. She sits down with Roy, the PM on the project, to discuss which stakeholders are resistant. What activity they are trying to perform. And I think, again, answer is quite easy. You're analyzing them. When analysis is done, motion, no, come on. Hello, yes. Motion is still no. We categorize and classify the things at the time of plan stakeholder engagement, where we use a stakeholder engagement assessment metrics that they are resistant, they are supportive, they are neutral, they are leading, or they are unaware. So we do this at the time of planning, not in the managing or monitoring.
Yes, I did. Actually, I did not see this launch of project, so I ignored this.
Ah,
Sir,
no problem.
yes,
Kamran, still you have the problem with your mic. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding at the time of planning, how we know the stakeholder is supportive or
When you talk to the person first time and you give your comments, so the other person starts reacting, right? Based upon the reaction, you will find out that he's supportive or he's going against me or he's trying to influence me or he doesn't know anything about it. That is what you will know that it's in plan. Let's go next. Big question, but let's try to cut it down. You are working on a project that has top secret information. One of the team member has an extraordinary amount of knowledge about this technique. She is sought after by others in the organization for advice and will need to help the team with the current project. It's important that nothing involved this technique is discussed outside of the project. What type of power does this describe? Referent, situational, expert, or punishment? Again, very easy question. It's not referent, it's not situational, it's 100% expert. So please don't be scared about the size of the question. Remain calm, focused, and composed. You can easily find the answer. Which of the following option explains one of the reasons that a project manager spends time developing the project team? Very logical answer. I will not even speak about it. Read all the options and find a better. Shaba, no. Naveed, no. Alok, no. Now you got it right, Osama. Alok, yes. Mohsen, yes. Good. I told you guys a trick. If you find two similar things, you can eliminate them. Two similar meanings or two similar things, that can never be the right answer. But you for sure you have to read it. I cannot say 100%, but almost 95 to 98%. I have used this technique and it works. If you have two duplicate answers, they can never be the right answer. So you can judge your answer. Discipline environment, and which in discipline environment, the problem is the people will not open up. They will remain like restricted to the rules and regulations. So we need to create an open environment where people feel open to discuss the issues, to discuss the environment, to discuss the problems, and they will contribute. But if you put them in the discipline, so discipline goes against the innovation. In disciplines, you cannot have innovations. Question next. A project manager meets with the team to increase cultural awareness by conducting training. What activity is project manager engaged in? Mr. Mohsen, you answered for this question. If yes, then no. You selected the right keyword actually, but the second word is wrong.
Sir, is correct or not? My answer.
That's what I'm saying. That if you selected on the basis of word, which is in the beginning, that is correct. But the second word of that option is not correct. Brothers, he's asking for the training. Why you going for the communication? The word engage is there. How can you miss it? How can you miss it? Managing a stakeholder engagement. In managing a stakeholder engagement, you provide training so the people can be engaged. Is engaged in managing stakeholder engagement. It's not about communication. It's not about monitoring. In monitoring, there are some new students. I think Mr. Motion only knows about it. Let me repeat my comments again, especially for the predictive things. I think I have it in my WhatsApp also. I will share it, but just for explanation purpose. If you find the word cost benefit analysis, or if you find the word called feasibility, or if you find a word identifying or related to anything identify, if you find the word high level, if you find the word statement of work, not a scope of work, statement of work, which is again high level. If you find the keyword called related to OPA and EEF, you are at initiation. You are at initiating process flow. If you find the keywords determine, define, strategy, or execution strategy, or management strategy, discussion about life cycle, discussion about estimations, discussions about collecting,
Resources.
decompositions.
Resources.
No, not resources. It means you are at planning process.
Sir, in planning, we should be arrange the resources.
That is what execution strategy, right? Estimating the resources, estimating the resources you need. I'm saying the keywords.
Yeah, okay.
In
Right.
exam and the question, if you find these type of words, you can easily guess that this question belongs to planning.
Planning.
If you go directing, engaging, maintain or maintaining, overseeing, supervise, deliverable, audit, review, assurance, compliance check, process, so it can go to executing process flow. And also there is a word they will use, work performance data. They all are the answers for questions related to executing. Monitoring and controlling is analyze. Maintain or increase, not maintain or increase or decrease, or should not decrease, maintain or increase as a one word. In executing, it's only maintain, but it's in monitoring and controlling, maintain or increase. Analyze, maintain or increase, variance, corrective, preventive. Preventive actions can go to the planning also, okay? But corrective actions, change request, work performance information, project documents update, OPA updates. These words you will find out, verification, validation, or acceptance, you can say. They all inspection.
Quality.
Yeah, inspection.
Yes.
So they will go to monitor and control. Archiving, post project review, post mortem, administrative closure, auditing the financials, uh, closing the contract, auditing the financials, or I can write auditing the contracts, claims, lesson learned, archiving the things, uh, performance reviews, objectives achieved or not. They all belong to closing process. If you want, take a picture so you can remember it, because for sure you will forget it. So if you remember the question words like these, 70% of your mental stress will be reduced. Whenever you are confused, look at these type of words. That does it contain similar words? Oh, it's execution, it's planning, it's initiating, it's monitoring and controlling, it's closing. These type of words are very much applicable in predictive life cycles. I hope now the concept will be more better. Okay.
Yes, sir. It is very helpful.
Yeah, I will try to do as much as I told you in the beginning. I will do whatever I will take to do. So you can remember it and you can help yourself out in the exam. Rest is totally your choice. Let's do last two questions and information. One of your team members talked with you privately about a confrontation she had with someone. It seemed they can't agree on fundamental business processes needed for the project. They both think they are correct in their view and each has a set up meeting with you independently to convince you of her position. Which of the statement is true? Oh, very good. Very direct answer. I don't need to even explain it. They have conflicts. In which stage of the team formation we have conflicts?
Norming,
Which one?
performing,
No. Storming. You guys forget this? How can you forget that? Forming, performing is sorry. Forming is storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. In forming, they are very high, no conflicts. In storming, they have conflicts. When conflicts will finish, they will be normal. And when they are normal, it means they are ready to perform. So conflict means storming. Oops, the size of the question. For sure, you will not get that height of question, but even if you get it, Let's get it done. You are a project manager, you are working with someone, it's interested in knowing customer characteristics. At one of your project meeting, you explain to team that quality is the number one priority. So critical success factor is quality. The last software company that you worked with, this retailer, was terminated because the quality was unacceptable. You tell the team that there will be rewards for those who meet the quality requirements. You also tell them the guidelines for escalating issues. You want to know about anything that has the potential to become an issue, which means you are trying to identify as many risks. You conclude the meeting and return to your office to write the next status report. Which of the following is true regarding this position? You remember the leadership style, give them the goal and set a reward, right? You tell the team member they will be reward for those. Which leadership style it is? Kamran, you answered for this? Yes. No, no, not this one. This is the training one. Empower. Empowerment. Motion, no. Give them a goal and set a reward. Yes, Navi. No, Navi. No, no. Give them a goal and set a reward. The second leadership style in my slides. The first one was laissez-faire or hands off, and second one was transaction leadership. Give them a goal and set a reward. So that was enough brainstorming.